Hi everyone, we're Group11. Our course project is titled A Comparison of End-to-End Variational Network and Model-Based Deep Learning Architecture for Accelerated MRI Reconstruction. First of all, MRI scanner measures case-based data with receiver coils, and the image is recovered by applying an inverse Fourier transform to the case-based data. And the modern MRI scanners use multiple receiver coils, each of the coil capturing a case-based data weighted by its spatial sensitivity. And that is what the left equation shows. And MRI can be speed up by undersampling case-based data, as shown by the right equation. We can apply a undersampling mask to the case-based data and get this undersampled version of the case-based data. But directly inverse Fourier transforming the undersampled case-based data will produce aliasing artifacts. So a parallel imaging technique can help solve this problem by utilizing case-based samples with redundancies, but it requires a sufficiently large, fully sampled ASS region in the center to estimate sensitivity maps, which will limit its maximum acceleration. And this brings us to the compressed sensing technique. The compressed sensing technique enables reconstruction of images by using fewer case-based data by enforcing the suitable priors. The classical compressed sensing methods solve this following optimization problem. The problem tries to find the reconstructed image X, then minimize these two specific terms. The first term is a data consistent terms, just to make sure that our constructed images matches the raw case-based data that we actually measure. And the second term is a regularization term that forces these suitable priors. And we can solve this optimization problem by iterative gradient descent methods to update the variables. And this brings us to the deep unfolding networks. So deep unfolding networks is a class of network architectures that combine traditional optimization algorithms with deep learning models. It enrolls iterative optimization algorithms into the layers of a trainable neural network, which enables faster and learned versions of traditional optimization procedures. A very classical example of deep unfolding architecture is the variational network. As we can see, it has a very similar appearance as the compressed sensing update rule. It has this data consistency like term in the middle, and also, but instead of using like a handcrafted mathematical prior, we use convoluted neural network to learn the regularization term from the data, and then we take this iterative updating rule and unfold it into the layers of a trainable neural network layers. And the end-to-end variational network is an enhanced version of FARNet, as shown by the equations at the bottom. It replaces the shallow CNN with a higher capacity UNet to enable richer feature extraction and multi-scale modeling. It uses case-based intermediate variables for update for reconstruction update instead of the image space intermediate variables. It also incorporates this sensitivity map estimation module based on UNet to learn coil sensitivity maps rather than rely on the fixed sensitivity maps computed by the Isbird algorithm. And this is a visual diagram of the end-to-end VARNet architecture. And the model-based deep learning architecture is another deep unfolding architecture that also formulates the reconstruction problem as this optimization problem. As we can see in the formulation in the middle, it still has these two terms. The first term is the data consistency term, but for the second term, the regularization term, it uses a very different term. It uses this CNN estimated and like noise and aliasing patterns of the image, which is the difference between the image X itself and also this and also the denoisified version of the X predicted by the CNN network. And we can try to solve this optimization problem by using the bottom algorithm. We alternate between these two steps. We first pass our current image xn into this CNN denoisifier DW and get this denoisified prior CN, and then we use this CN to update our current images xn into the next image xn plus one. To solve this linear inverse problem defined by this equation. So this is a visual diagram of the architecture of model-based deep learning.
Here we introduce the Stanford fully sampled 3D dataset. It contains 20 high-quality 3D MRI volumes with raw ISMR MRD data stored in HD5 format, and each scan has 8 coil K-space acquired at 3T with a fast spin echo sequence. And this dataset is widely used for accelerated MRI and the compressed sensing and reconstructions research. The fully sampled data also serve as our ground truth for the experiments. Next, I will explain how we process this data set and set up the experiments. We first set up the atomic environment and load the dataset. Then we convert the raw data files into HDF file and extract multi-coil K-space and the coil sensitivity max and the sense and the RSS reference images. And after that, we split the dataset into training, validation, and testing sets. And for the end sampling simulation, we created a 12 times Gaussian mask and applied it into the fully sampled K-space. We reconstruct the mask data using IFFT and RSS to show how severe the loss of the detail is. And finally, we ran the model and the warnet with updated configuration files and the pre-trained weights and evaluate the reconstruction results. And with the experiment setup, we now introduce the metrics we use to measure the quality. And the MSE measures the average squared difference between each pixel and the reference image. And the lower MSE means the less pixel-wise area. And for the NMSE, is the error normalized by the energy of the original image. And when the image has different intensity ranges, the NMSE is more meaningful because it measures the relative error. And besides the error-based metrics, we also evaluate visual quality using the PSNR and SSM. And PSNR measures the ratio between the signal and noise. And the higher PSNR means the fewer pixel level differences and a cleaner reconstruction. And the SSIM measures the structural similarity between the two images. It considers the brightness, contrast, and sharpness, and is closer to human visual perception than the simple pixel errors. And here we compare the 4 images. And with the 12 times Gaussian undersampling, the basic shape is still there, but most high frequency details are gone. So the image looks blurry and noisy. And the MODL improves the image. The major structures return and the noise is reduced, but fine textures, look at this, are still missing and the edges look soft. And we can see some local blocky artifacts. And in contrast, the warnet reconstruction is visually the closest to the full sampled picture. And it has the sharpest edges and the clear cartilage and the joint space boundaries and a very clean background. And next, we compare these methods using the quantitative metrics. And the warnet has much higher PSNR, which means the cleaner signal and fewer reconstruction errors. And SSIM is also higher, showing that the warnet keeps structural details much better. And both the MSE and NMSE are lower, meaning the MODL loses more information and over-smooths the image. And about why the warnet has much better results, here are some conclusions. The first, the warnet uses a higher capacity unit. It makes it better to capture the complex anatomical structures and restoring fine details, while the model is used a shallow CN, which behaves more like a denoiser and tends to smooth things out. And second, the WARNet performs update in K-space with hard data consistency. And this preserves all measured high-frequency components and stops the network from overwriting the true information. But the model works in the image space and with the softer consistency, so it could not fully protect these high frequency details. And third, the WARNet learns the coil sensitivity maps during the restriction, and this improves the conditioning of the parallel imaging, reduces the artifacts and produces a more accurate construction. And but the model relies on the fixed maps and it cannot correct the map errors. And finally, looking forward, the feature work may move from the simple denoising priors to learnable the optimizers that embed more physical constraints, and it can better handle these highly ill-posed risk construction problems. And this is our references, and that's all. Thank you.